Hey friends, it's Celine. I'm making dinner here in my homestead kitchen and I thought I would take you along. Hey friends, it's Celine and we're in my homestead kitchen where I'm about to make a quick, convenient, easy dinner. It's a pantry meal. Everything came from my pantry and not all of it is homemade. Some of it's packaged, but it all came from my stores. And I'm just going to throw this together real quick and show you how easy it is to have a delicious, delicious meal real quick. So it's going to take, I don't know, just a couple minutes to throw together. First, I should have turned my oven on, and I didn't, but that's okay, no big deal. I boiled about a pound of pasta. This actually is carbonara fettuccine, which I use as noodles all the time. As you probably have heard me say in the past, as a diabetic, I really watch my carbs. I try to keep my carbs below 50 a day, which is pretty low, and but it's not keto. So I've got carbonara noodles here. You can use any kind of noodles you want. You could use anything. You can use spaghetti. I've made this with spaghetti. You can use rotini, any of that. So I'm going to throw some butter in here. Probably 3 tablespoons. And speaking of butter, isn't this the cutest little butter dish ever? It's adorable. I love it. I'm going to put a link to that below. So cute. It's very reasonable too. Okay, so I'm going to stir this butter in, get it to melt. And this, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you what I'm making. This is cheesy chicken bake, or a cheesy chicken casserole, whatever you want to call it. So the next thing I'm going to do after the butter, and I just eyeball things. I don't measure a lot of stuff. I'm going to put in, probably 1.5 cups, maybe 2 cups, probably 2 cups of cheese. The cheese of your choice, just about anything but mozzarella. That doesn't really work well with this, but you could use cheddar, you could use Monterey Jack. I used Fiesta blend. Okay. So I'm just going to stir this in so it starts to melt. And I think I might need a little more. I actually eyeballed my pasta, my carbonara noodles, and I'll leave a link to those too. And so I think I really did more than a pound. So it's probably going to need a little extra stuff here. Again, I just eyeball. The next thing I'm going to do is Campbell's cream of chicken. You can use any kind of cream of chicken. If I'm going to use anything but Campbell's, I'm going to use my homemade. And I generally do that anyway, but there are just some times you just don't feel like messing with it. And this is one of those days for me. I just want to get this thrown together and in the oven. So I'm going to put 1 can of this, but if you make your own, that's great. Just use the equivalent of 1 can of your own cream of chicken, homemade cream of chicken mix that you make. Usually I think mine is about 3 tablespoons of dry mix that I make to a cup of water, and that usually gives me the equivalent of a can of cream of chicken soup. So let's get that stirred in. How creamy and cheesy and all that is already. Now I want to add about 1/2 cup of mayo. And that makes it real creamy. You can use your own homemade mayonnaise, you can use store-bought mayonnaise, it doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, when I was on Weight Watchers several months, well, probably a year ago by now, this was in my storeroom, and it's a light mayonnaise that I got from Aldi's, and it needed to be used. So, it's good till November, but I just thought, you know, I'm going to get that out of there. We don't really use light mayonnaise most of the time. Let me just get that used up. Kind of smear that in a little bit, stir it up good. Oh yeah, that is looking good. All right, I am going to add. You can use, you can chop your own onions. You can use onion powder, onion flakes, whatever you want to use. I am using my freeze-dried onions, and I'm just going to put a good handful of that in there. We love our garlic around here, so I am going to put just a massive, that's probably 2 tablespoons in there. And I'm going to add just a little bit of this Goya adobo. Boy, that sunshine is messing me up here, isn't it? It's shining in the window. It's nothing I can do about it, I guess. So, Goya adobo. I don't have any shades or anything on the window, so I can't pull the blinds. Now, you don't want to go too crazy with this Goya adobo stuff because it's pretty salty. And so I don't usually add anything else with salt in. I mean, there's salt in all the ingredients, obviously, but I try not to add salt or anything that I know has a lot of salt. Okay, so that was my homemade seasoning blend, and all that is steak seasoning, garlic and onion powder ground together in a spice grinder. And then I have a can, a home can of chicken. There we go. And I'm gonna put broth and all in there, and just kind of chunk that up a little bit. You know what? I think I need another one. This is a pretty big batch. So I've got another jar here. I'm going to kind of drain the juice on that one. Gosh, I didn't realize the sun was shining right in here on this. I hope you guys are making this out. I hope it works okay. So there's another jar. That's 2 pints, so a quart. Now again, I eyeballed these noodles, and I always forget how much bigger, how much these noodles grow whenever they are cooked. And so that's way more than a pound there. So it's probably almost 2 pounds. So there we go. Am I missing anything? No, that's it. I do think I'm going to add a little bit more mayo, because that is more than a pound. Excuse me. So I am putting probably almost a cup, because again, this is double what it was supposed to be. I also, the last about 2 minutes that I cooked those noodles, I dumped in a bag of frozen peas. You don't have to do that. You could be broccoli. It could be no veggies at all. I am just really partial to pasta and peas. And you're probably thinking, lady, if you're a diabetic and you're on a low-carb diet, how in the world can this be low carb? Well, the carbonara noodles are low carb. I can't tell you how many, I don't remember, but I think if I recall, and I don't have the packaging because I put everything in gallon jars, so I don't have the nutritional information anymore, but I want to say it was 17 net carbs per cup, which if you're on keto, that would totally blow your day, but on low carb, 17 net carbs is quite good for pasta. And it might even have been a little bit lower. I just can't remember. I'm going to add some pepper. And I think we're done. It's really not making much difference no matter what I do. I've got all kinds of stuff in the way here. Okay, I changed positions a little bit. I'm not sure if that's any better or not, but let me get this all stirred in. Also, something you may or may not know about me is that I had weight loss surgery. It'll be 4 years in October. I have lost a total of 165 pounds from my highest weight. 115 of that has been since surgery. And I can only eat very, very tiny, just tiny amounts. And they removed the majority of my stomach. That's, oh, I've got a fly. Oh, that drives me crazy. Drives me nuts, but it's summer. Okay, and so the little amount that I eat, I'm probably only going to get 10 carbs in this whole thing. So I'm going to try it. I think it could use a smidge more of this Goya. Again, because I made way more pasta than I realized I was making. I probably have doubled the pasta. Some more of my house seasoning. Okay, I'm also going to go ahead and add the rest of that chicken broth because it's a little bit, again, a little bit dry and sticky, and that's because I went crazy with the pasta. That's looking prettier, much creamier. Awesome. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm also flinging everything all over the place because my pan is fuller than usual. This is going to work out great, actually, because this is a huge amount for us. It's just the two of us. But I have been thinking I need to make something that I can take my neighbor. I have a neighbor on each side of me that are widows and elderly widows. And so I've been thinking it's about time for me to take them a meal. I do that fairly often, and I honestly haven't done it for a few weeks. And they're probably wondering what the heck happened. Okay. So I'm just going to top this with a little more cheese because we want it to get nice and brown and crusty on top. I did spray my pan well before I put the pasta back in after I cooked it. So this is just kind of a one-pot wonder here. And we're just going to put it in the oven at 350 for 30 to 40 minutes, and we will be back. That's probably, because it's so full, it's probably going to be 40, maybe even 45. But I'll be back whenever it's ready. Okay, it's been 35 minutes. Everything is golden and bubbly, and our dinner is ready. So let's get it out of the oven. Be careful, little Oreo. You get burnt. Check that out. Is that not gorgeous? Okay, so let's dish it up and see what we've got. Oh, look at that. Oh man, oh man, oh man. There we go. Absolutely fabulous. By the way, I had to taste it already, and oh my gosh, it's so good. So I hope you enjoyed this. Try to turn you away from the light. I hope you enjoyed the video and that you'll give it a try. Please let me know in the comments below what you think. And if there's anything that we can do to change it up a little bit, give me your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. Something that I think I did the last time that I forgot to do this time is I put some freeze-dried green chilies in it. And not a lot, just enough to slightly taste them. And they were really good like that. You could add yeah, any kind of, you know, Mexican seasoning to this. You could put some Italian seasoning in it. You can make it go any way, or you can leave it plain like this, like just an all-American kind of a church social kind of meal. Just a good, hearty, belly-warming, yummy meal. So I hope you enjoyed this, y'all. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Hit the like button. I would love to have you in my community. And I will see you next time here at the Natural Living Homesteader. Mwah!